Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Mrs. R Relevant Daily Draft Podcast, sponsored by the Draft Professor. Making his Draft Professor podcast debut is Nick, a Carolina Panthers fan. Nick, welcome to the show. How are you today?
I'm doing good. I've been going through mocks the last 30 or so minutes, so I'm primed and ready, buddy.
Oh, well, that's music to my ears.
Perfect.
I love talking about mock drafts and I love talking about my simulator. So I think the only news since the last time that I in the channel podcast yesterday is that John Harbaugh is
Crazy.
out of work. What was your reaction when you saw that?
I'm conflicted because my wife is a Ravens fan. So I've got a little bit more inside baseball in this one than, say, for example, the Cardinals firing Gannon. This one doesn't make sense to me on a multitude of reasons. One, because who are you bringing in? Who's the guy off the street that you already know is going to do it? Unless maybe you're thinking about bringing in like a Stefanski. But even then, he's bringing in new OCs. Like, there's going to be a lot of change. And I still don't think that this quells the should Lamar be traded discussion either. So I still think that could also come to fruition. But if you're a Ravens fan, I don't like this. I don't love this for you guys at all. I feel like this could be the start of something bad. This would be like if the 49ers just decided to jettison Shanahan. Like, it just doesn't everybody in the league is going to try and get Harbaugh immediately. It's just like the Steelers maybe getting rid of Tomlin. The minute he hits the market, he's going to have a job.
And your response was my initial reaction. John Harbaugh is going to interview for every open head coaching position.
Yeah, apparently he's already on his way to the Giants.
Oh, you see, and that he would be awesome in New York.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And that's the thing. He's an adult. He's a different level of, head coach. You get guys now like Dan Campbell up in the Lions. John Harbaugh started that. The non-play calling, the non-OC, the non-DC. He was a special teams guy, and he really has continued to cement himself as time has gone on. And I just don't see the better on the horizon. If we were talking about maybe Lincoln Riley from last year, where he was getting all the hype, maybe coming out of college, or Signetti maybe coming out, and maybe you can steal him. Who's really gonna be the high-profile guy that's just going to be able to bridge that? I don't see that guy, and I don't think a Clint Kubiak or a Joe Brady or any of that fixes that.
Well, so first of all, if the Panthers took Joe Brady off of Buffalo's hands, I would love that. I'm a Bills fan.
Okay.
So take Joe Brady. Yes, please.
I think I don't think they're going to bring him back because he was previously with the Panthers. I think his time in Carolina is done.
Yeah. And what I would actually say is my instinct, as soon as I saw that Harbaugh was fired, is that Todd Monken is going to be the next Ravens.
Oh, yeah. See, that makes complete sense, but that's still, I don't know if that's a measurable jump forwards just because of the cachet that Harbaugh has, not only with players, but with former players and all that other stuff. He's got a Super Bowl. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I just don't know if it's truly the best option, but it's the avenue they clearly decided to take.
Yeah, and ultimately that's what keeps content creators busy for the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Absolutely.
We'll be talking about the Senior Bowl. We'll be talking about the coaching changes, and we'll be able to start talking about some mock drafts.
Yep.
So we're going to use the Draft Professor Simulator, and Nick is going to walk us through some Carolina Panthers draft scenarios.
Hell yeah.
So all of the podcasts that we're doing right now are going to be single player drafts. Maybe a little bit later in the draft cycle, we'll get a few more people on. We'll do a draft a team exercise. That's way more fun if we've got about 5 or 6 people on the podcast.
Yeah.
So single player draft. And the first thing we're going to do is this thing called the First Round Fanatic Challenge. So we're going to pick First Round Challenge, and we're going to pick the Panthers. So, Nick, a First Round Challenge is 5 unique one-round drafts. Who are the best 5 players that you are targeting for the Panthers, currently picking 19th in the draft order?
That's a great question. If I've got to pick 5 that I think might be available as opposed to who I really want, those are 2 separate discussions. But guys that I think that might be available at this point, the problem is what I want versus what I think Carolina wants. Because I think if they pivot back from a 3-4 to a 4-3, DC Ejiro Evero is finishing out his contract. And there's right now no, desired mediation or anything like that. So it seems like we're going to be moving away from that. And if we bring in somebody else, that means that we could switch it up and end up needing or desiring intense defensive interior. So that could be, what's his name? Peter Woods. So I think he could be one of the guys that ends up there. At this point, I'd be looking at Cassius Howell or Kendrick Falk because I do know they're going to be looking at edges. Lomu would be another one. And then I'm going to have to go with wide receiver after that for the fifth one. So it's probably going to have to be a guy like, God, who did I just see fall to us? The wide receiver, is it Tyson? Oh, Never mind. This one's going to have him mocked early. But, yeah, it's those would probably be the ones that I'd be looking for. I would really like Sonny Styles, but we could get there.
Yep. Well, let's go through. So I've started the first round challenge. The draft went Mendoza, Moore, Love, Bain, Fano, Tate, Reese, Downs, Bailey, Styles, Maui Noah, Woods, Delane, Falk, Sadiq, Lemon, Parker, McCoy.
Yeah, see, and this is where the interesting one goes. Does Carolina truly commit to Bryce Young long term? Because if they are, Jordan Tyson's really where I would say go. But the difference is I really feel like they need something more. I feel like they need something else. And I don't know if that's Tyson. I don't know if adding a wide receiver to this team makes them better. And to be honest, I really need a linebacker. There's just not. Yeah,
Hill and Allen are there.
Allen. I just don't think CJ Allen is good enough to go that early. I really don't. He's going to have to go much later.
On the defensive line, McDonald and Washington and Banks are all available.
Go to the edge.
So Zion Young is there, and Cassius Howell is there.
Yeah.
And then
it probably, to be honest, the team would probably go Howell, if I'm going to be honest with you. Or either that, because Kendrick Falk is gone, I think. Yeah, he went to the Bucs.
Went to the Buccaneers.
Yeah, so you would have to go the kid from Texas A&M.
Good.
Cassius Howell.
We'll go Howell. And
I know he's ranked low there, but that's not where he's going to go.
That's all right. So never pay attention to the rankings on the simulator because they will constantly change. Okay. So ultimately, Howell was that low because nobody's ever picked him for the Panthers yet. Okay. So the more you pick them, the more they move up. So the simulator for a first round challenge immediately puts us into the second first round, but it makes sure that Howell is off the board before your pick. So it sniped your guy from you.
That's okay. So, if that's the case, I'm going to go down a little bit more. Chase minute. No, I would go Terrell. The other thing that Carolina really needs is a cornerback. Right now we're running J.C. Horn. We're running Mike Jackson. So I really feel like they're wanting to elevate that just a tiny bit. Obviously, you can see there goes Falk and Terrell. If this is an easy one. This is an even easier one. I would go Kenyon Sadiq just for the fans. I know they really want a tight end. I may not agree with that, but I do feel like Carolina is going to be pretty high on Kenyon Sadiq. It's really going to depend on if he's available. And if he's really that good, he won't be available.
Okay, so then it puts us into the fourth mock. Howell, Terrell, Sadiq are off the board before
Kendrick Falk. That's easy.
And do you take Falk over Parker?
I do. I like the SEC competition over Clemson. I don't trust any Clemson players at this point. They really have to prove themselves unless they're just one of the only ones left. Like in this scenario, TJ Parker would probably get an extra look by the franchise. Personally, though, this is an easy one for me. I'd probably just go Jordan Tyson. I would go Jordan Tyson. As much as I want to go offensive line and continue my desire, this is where I'd have to go.
Okay. So the five players that you picked were Cassius Howell, Avion Terrell, Kenyon Sadiq, Keldrick Falk, Jordan Tyson. You would be pretty happy if the Panthers took any of those guys in round 1?
I would, yeah. I think they all serve purposes. Honestly, edge is going to be one of the places that everyone's going to put Carolina going to get. We need to generate more pressure. But again, how does that change depending on the defensive coordinator coming in? Or again, is Evero retained? That changes it up quite a bit because we do have a second-round edge guy that we just got in the past draft, and Nick Scorton, and Princely Uman Mielen. So I've already got a lot of guys there. I don't really want to go defensive interior unless I'm switching to a 4-3. So that's why you don't see a Peter Woods or anything like that up here. But yeah, the other ones are easy. Avion Terrell would be a great addition. I know I said no Clemson players, but he's the best one probably they have other than Peter Woods. And Peter Woods could just be really amazing for our team, given that him next to Derek Brown. So that's where my brain goes with that. Terrell, though, could easily be cornerback 2 and then allow a guy like Mike Jack, who is kind of on the fringe of being cornerback 1-2, and allow him to just slip into that 2-3. So now he's covering guys like Tyler Boyd from years ago and stuff like that. You're covering that third option. You know, you might have to cover an Isaac Tesla every once in a while, but that's not too bad. So I think that would really elevate the floor of this team. Jordan Tyson's an easy one. I think he's not going to be available when Carolina picks. I think Mekhi Lemon might be with that guy instead. I think Tyson will end up going up probably in the first 10, especially depending on how the combine goes. But yeah, if you go that way, that means you're committing to Bryce Young for not only his 4th year, but for his 5th year. And then you're most likely going to make him play that full 5th year out with a guy like Jordan Tyson and Teteroa McMillan on rookie deals. So you don't really have to worry about that offensive firepower. You can go in the draft and supplement some other players. And obviously this is only the first round, so there's a lot of other ways the rest of the draft could really come open. And then Kenyon Sadiq, he's the big guy that all the fans want.
So we will cover doing some mock drafts for the Panthers here that cover more than round 1. I would like to also show how the player boards work. So what makes the Draft Professor Simulator different is that the player boards get modified with every mock draft that you do. And the player board is Panthers specific. So if you do a Panthers mock, you're modifying a Panthers player board. It doesn't impact the other 31 teams.
Okay.
So what we mean by that is I'm going to go to the team needs section of the website, and we're going to scroll to the Panthers. It's going to take a minute for this page to build. It's doing a couple of calculations. And ultimately, every team has their own player board. You'll be able to see it under team needs. So if we scroll to the Panthers, you'll see a player list over here on the right side.
Okay.
If you click that player list, when we took Cassius Howell, he was player 118 on the board.
Yep.
Okay. So if I look Cassius Howell up, he moved up to 54. And we picked him once.
Yeah.
So we moved up the board. Each time you pick him, he's going to move up higher.
Yeah. And that's, to be honest, if you go out there and look at any mock draft outside of course here, because like you said, this is going to build over time. Like Cassius Howell is going to end up being a guy that's drafted in the top 25 picks. So 118 for the moment, like you said, jumps to 54. He's going to jump even more as time goes on.
Yeah. And I don't know that every team would draft Cassius Howell. So
Correct.
While his tape and production warrant a top 25 pick, he has historically short arms.
Yep. To be honest,
Right.
I think there's a player that they would – I was about to say there's a player that I'd rather get than him that's considerably farther down the board. But the problem is you just got to take the talent where it is. Like if that team really likes Cassius and he can add value, kind of like James Pierce Jr. did with the Falcons, you plunge. You just pay it and just figure it out later.
Yeah. So for example, for anybody watching, I'm a Bills fan. And Cassius Howell, Buffalo really has not had an edge rusher that's his body type. Keldrick Falk all day long.
Yeah. Right. I like Falk a lot more as well.
Yeah. So Buffalo likes their edges big. They don't need to be bendy. They don't need to be bendy. They need edge rushers that collapse the pocket. We don't try to go around Patrick Mahomes. We try to keep him in front of us. And the edge rushers that can do that typically are the 270-pound long-armed edges like Gregory Rousseau or Joey Bosa.
Well, they're guys that can survive the cold weather as well, because like everybody knows, as time goes on, as the playoffs go on, you need to be able to survive in different conditions. That's why we're not seeing, like, unfortunately, the Ravens this year. They're called a fair weather team by many. The Dolphins. Like, if you don't have those guys that can survive those moments, you're not going to get very far.
Yep. So we're going to do some more Panthers mocks. We're going to go single player draft. And we're going to turn on this thing here at the bottom called Fanatic Mode.
Oh.
So I flip that on, and I'm going to bump it up to 8. So this 8 means we're going to do 8 Panthers mocks.
Okay.
And Panthers have a round 1, a round 2. How many round 3 picks do they have?
I think
just one. I think
it's just one, and I think they have later picks. Yeah, let me pull it up.
Okay, no, that's all right. So we'll go 4 rounds for the Panthers. What I didn't want to do is if they were one of the teams that had 3 third-round picks, I didn't want to be.
I don't believe so. No, we have 2 5th-round picks.
Okay, there we go. So let's go 5 rounds then. So we're going to go 5 rounds. We're going to go 5 rounds 8 times. So 6 times 8 is 48. You're going to have 48 players that you like for the Panthers in this one.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm going to have to go through it depending on where I think it's going to go. So I might do one based on a 4-3 scheme and one based on a 3-4. Yep. So we'll kind of go through it. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And then the tricky thing, so Nick didn't know what he was walking into with the podcast. I said we're going to do some mock drafts. So Fanatic Mode won't let you pick the same player twice.
Oh, perfect. Even better.
Yep. So we're going to go Panthers. We have Fanatic Mode set to 8. We're 5 rounds, and we're going to start.
This is going to be awesome. Okay, that's fine. This first one is going to be if I was the GM, because people would hate my draft, but you know what? I would win.
And then what ends up happening is other users of the simulator will be mock drafting against Nick's board for the Panthers. So the first round should be the same for Fanatic Mode and a first round challenge. Okay. Now, if somebody's using the simulator right now, so the boards could flip, but it's Mendoza, Moore, Love, Bain, Fano, Tate, Reese, Downs, Bailey, Styles, Maui Noah, Woods, Delane, Falk, Sadiq, Lemon, Parker, McCoy.
Okay. So here, this one's going to be mine first. So scroll down a little bit more.
So if you wanted Cassius Howell, that's what you took last time.
I might do Cassius Howell. If I was really building this team, though, if I want to build long-term and I want to win, I know what I have to do, which means I need to build this line. To be honest, I'm going to take Lomu, number 1. I know it's going to be the wrong pick in fans' minds, but with Taylor Moton on a 2-year deal and Ickham needing to be paid, I don't know if this offensive line can handle it long-term. This I like. This is perfect, actually. I like this because I'm going to go Oscar Delp. The team needs a tight end. I need it from a big school like Georgia. He's got sure hands. I like it. He's got the extra blocking ability, which is really what this offense needs. We're getting it from our 5th-round pick from last year in Mitchell Evans, but I think Oscar Delp could immediately take that tight end 1 position. So I would take Oscar Delp with this pick.
Okay. And if Delp was the top player on the board, you are not the first person in the world to take Delp for the Panthers.
Yeah, I think he's honestly going to be mocked to us quite a bit. I think there's a few other guys down the way that could also benefit the team. But right now, I just don't know if that's really where I'd want to go. That's another guy right down there, Claire, the kid from Ohio State. I think he would be another addition to the team. Obviously, I'm not going to pick him here. Here, I would have to be looking at linebacker. So check the linebackers real quick. Torian York is who I would take. I really like him out of Texas A&M. I think he's got a lot of potential. The only one that I like better than him, I actually need to pull the kid's name up because I had it up a second ago, is Jacob Rodriguez. That kid got 128 combined tackles. That's just yeah. There he goes.
Rodriguez went in round 4 right after you to the Jets.
See, I was thinking he might be able to get to me there, but it's okay. Here is another one that I think people would hate, and I would take Rutledge, the interior offensive lineman. The reason why is because I missed out on Slaughter, who I think is going to be one of the best centers coming out of the draft. Carolina is going to need a center long-term. They're going to pay Cade Mays. The issue we're having is our 2 guards are our 2 highest paid players not counting our other guy, our tackle, who is now getting 30 plus million in Taylor Moton. So I think that there's a lot of opportunity to start shaving some of that money off by getting these guys ready. So adding a tackle and a guard to this team now to be prepared for next year, and also the depth issues that we had this year for the offensive line, would really help out.
And then now you have your round 5 picks.
Okay, so this one I'm going to go safety for sure. We definitely need a safety. I would prefer that we got like a really great free safety. Scroll down just a tiny bit more. DQ, nope, none of them.
I see some players I need to remove, like Wisniewski, I think went back to school.
Yeah, I think so. Go back to the first one. Yeah, there's no.
Genesis Smith is there.
Oh, there you go, Genesis. Yeah. Yeah, they need a free safety. This one would be the next one. This one's going to be the one that people hate. I would take Drew Aller. I know that's going to be a horrible pick in a lot of people's minds, but Bryce Young is either going to figure it out or he's not. And no offense, like this one figures out all of the issues we had. I've got a tackle for the future. I've got my linebacker 2. I've got my tight end number 1. I've got my guard of the future. I've got a lot of those things. It's perfect. We go back. This one we're going to go.
So now we're in the second mock.
Yep.
And we're in fanatic mode. So it made sure that Lomu got sniped before your pick.
Good. Okay, then this one we're going to go that I believe in Bryce Young. So I'm going to go Jordan Tyson with the first pick. We're going to take a wide receiver. So he has 2 back-to-back first-round pick wide receivers. And not just that, but ones that can actually produce, unlike Xavier Legette.
Technically, it's 3 because you have Legette, then McMillan, and then Tyson. You're pulling a Matt Millen in this one.
I know, right? And then if you really want to get down to it just a tiny bit more, then you could say that in 4 straight years in the first 2 rounds, they took a wide receiver because they took Mingo in the second round the year before that.
Okay.
This one would be another one where, again, I still need to increase the offense, but I really need to be worried about the other side. I'm going to take that safety right there. And, the kid from Toledo. I think he's got a decent enough size and everything. And again, he's going to need to learn behind Nick Scott, the free safety that's there with us now. The secondary is going to need help, especially against, Emeka Egbuka, plus whatever the Saints add and all that other stuff. And now, obviously, the Falcons. How does that team change with a new coach? This one's a good one. Torian York is gone. Oh, this one is going to be easy. I needed that tight end from before. I'm taking Max Clare. That's easy. He's basically the exact same thing as the one we were looking at, Dulp. And he's able to block. That's what's needed in this offense. We are a run-first team. We try to pass, but having 2 number 1 wide receivers might change that up quite a bit. Max Clare being out there, I like it.
So if you go Tyson, McNeil, Warren, Clare in rounds 1 through 3, what are you looking at in rounds 4 and 5?
I need to add something to the defensive side. So for that reason, I'm taking Devin Moore. No, I'm not even at this point, I wouldn't even address edge. We're going everywhere but edge. If that's the case, I'm going to take a late edge guy. I'm going to believe in Nick Scorton and Princely Uman Mielen. I add Devin Moore to, like I said, to elevate that cornerback room. That's really where we need it. Oh, Jennison Smith and Drew Aller go. I saw that.
Yeah. So let me. You have a good eye if you saw it. So Smith and Alar were who Nick took the last mock draft. The simulator makes sure that they are off the board before the Panthers' 5th round picks.
This one, since I took Aller before, I'm not going to take a quarterback in this one because apparently I believe in my quarterback in this one. So if that's the case, I'm going to need a linebacker. So look at the linebackers. What's his name? Harold Perkins. There we go. I'm going to take Harold Perkins at LSU at set top. Yeah. I think that we're going to need a linebacker in the draft no matter what. So I think that's just a given. I've already taken a corner. Again, I don't want to take another wide receiver. I've already taken a tight end. I think
any offensive linemen or edges.
Okay. To be honest, take the kid from Alabama, Jaden Roberts. Right there, interior offensive lineman. Totally fine with that. Guard. There's a reason why he went to Alabama. I'm not expecting him to be a week 1 starter or a first-year starter at that point. He's going to have to come in and supplement anyways. He's a 5th-round pick, so any contribution he can make in year 1 would be worth it. And again, you got to trust the school.
Okay. So it immediately puts us into the third mock.
Yep.
In the third mock, Lomu and Tyson are off the board before your pick.
Yep. Okay, so this one, I think we're going to go with the one that we went in the original one, which is Avion Terrell at corner. We'll take him there. Again, elevate that floor. Now I don't need to worry about a corner the rest of the draft. To be honest, at that point, I'm probably not taking a free safety unless I get maybe the kid from Toledo, the kid from Oregon at safety.
So Ramsey is there in round 2.
Yeah, I would take Kamari Ramsey.
Yep.
That's a gimme. And then after that, I would have to prioritize probably an offensive position, unless I'm trying to see who else is coming off the board. Zachariah Branch, yeah. There's some decent ones. Ted Hurst, look at that 70th pick. Oh, shout out to him. He's going to end up being a sneaky guy this year.
You like Logan Jones in round 3?
I do like Logan Jones a lot.
Connor Lew is also there in round 3.
I also like LT Overton, if I'm going to be honest with you. I think especially the value you're going to be able to get for a lot of these guys, straight up starters, right there with the 3 of them. Yeah, you know what? I might actually take Connor Lew here. Yeah, take Connor Lew here. I do. Like I said, that guard room, it has 2 guys that were just paid out the wazoo, and Damian Lewis and Robert Hunt. I just don't know if it's going to be a long-term solution. That's my concern. But what about you? You excited for the Bills?
I am definitely excited for the Bills. So we each. It's nice to have games this weekend, right?
I agree. I didn't want to see the Bucks play this weekend, so I'm happy it's us. I may not think that we deserved it, but that's 2 separate arguments.
And you play the games that are scheduled.
Exactly.
That's the best you can do, right?
Exactly.
Avion Terrell, Kamari Ramsey, Connor Lew in rounds 1 through 3.
Here, I'm going to look at a tight end.
Okay, so Daquan Wright's at the top of the board. Royer, Endries, Gillenberg, Raritan, Stowers, Rogers.
Okay, go to running back then, just in case. I know I'm not a big fan of going out and getting a running back right off rip, but yeah, Henry's not bad.
Katron Allen is there.
I do like Katron Allen. I just feel like I could get him a little bit later. Because I know I have
I'm actually surprised Allen lasted to round 4.
Yeah. I just don't know if running back solves it, because I would have Jonathan Brooks coming back. I would have all those things. Go back to tight end. I'm going to take a tight end. I'm going to commit to a tight end. Yeah, because I'm going to need one. I'm going to take again, I don't know if I trust Daquan Wright. You know what? I'm going to take Daquan Wright. I've got some Ole Miss in the tank already, so I think he could be a good long-term development player, especially because I would already have guys that have some chemistry built with him.
Yeah. And in round 4, to get a player with Wright's potential in round 4, I think Wright's probably going to go about 32 spots early. I think he's going to be off the board.
I agree.
So Terrell, Ramsey, Lew, Wright, and now we have 2 fifth-round picks, and the simulator will make sure
my guys are gone.
That Smith, Alar, Perkins, and Roberts are off the board before you.
Yep, hit a linebacker. Let's see what we got at linebacker here, because I definitely, again, it's still going to be something the team has to address. I do like Red Murdoch, and I like Deontay Lawson. Yeah, I even like Soonter down there a little bit farther, but I wouldn't take him this early.
Okay, so I saw Trey Moore, but yeah. I
was about to say.
I think you found the best 2.
Yeah, I would say so. Out of the 2, Red Murdoch, my concern is Buffalo. That's my concern. I understand you're a Buffalo Bills fan, but you probably don't root for the local Buffaloes.
Well, Red Murdoch would be the 3rd Buffalo linebacker that makes an NFL roster in 3 straight years. So
really?
Joe Andreessen is a backup on the Bills right now. He was an undrafted free agent. Then who'd the Rams get? The name is slipping me. Last year,
Geez.
Sean Dolek.
Yes.
So Sean Dolek made the Rams, and Murdoch is a better prospect than Dolek. So.
I would go Lawson.
Full disclaimer: one of the draft professors used to be a scout at UB. So.
Oh wow. Yeah, Murdoch's gonna go up there. I would just trust the school right now. I'm gonna go with Deontay Lawson. We're doing how many 8 of these?
Yeah, so this is the third of 8. So
okay, perfect. So that means I got
talking about more players.
I got some good ideas for later ones then. Okay, so this next one, I like it. Linebacker. We've got tight end, corner, safety, interior offensive lineman. Okay, this one I'm gonna look at wide receiver. I want to add something for my guy to really help out. Yep, Brendan Thomas, Coy, Lacey, Wallace. I did like Wallace. Jordan Dwyer. No. Man, these start to get thin once we get out here. Yeah, Deion Burks is a good one. He's the best one of the best ones I've seen so far.
Well, right, and there's a reason that.
Yeah, just give me Burks.
You want Burks?
Yeah, give me Burks.
Okay.
I know it's ranked low now, but he won't be.
So Burks
is Nick. Give me Nick Anderson.
Okay,
I see him right there with LSU.
Hey JT, I see you in the chat. I'll be with you right in a minute. Anderson is 437. Okay, so this will be a great example when we're done. So Nick Anderson of LSU is currently 437.
Yep.
Okay, he's going to move way up the board with us just picking him in round 5.
Yeah,
we picked this is a 5th round pick, but he's going to move way up. So
Red
JT
Murdoch finally
right here in the chat. Great to see you. So JT is a Buccaneers podcast with Draft Professor. JT, it's great to see you step by.
Hey, the Bucs almost had it, and by say almost, I mean should have beaten one more team, and they could have had it.
So Lomu, Tyson, Terrell are all off the board.
Yep.
Before your pick at 19. What do you do?
This one, we're going to look at edge. I'm going to take Cassius Howell. We've already gone over how good Cassius Howell is, and I don't think it's worth passing him up, especially if we're going to go this route with all these other guys. Obviously, the ones that I truly want to fall, like guys like Sonny Styles, there's no way he's going to fall all the way to Carolina. There's going to be so many teams that are looking for these off-ball linebackers. So, again, I think that's a great place. Yeah, Josiah Trotter's good.
So, Trotter dropped, and then you've also been looking at safety. So, we'll check out that board. So, the safety board in round 2 is looking a little thin.
Yeah, I like letting one guy slide, though. So, if I can let one guy slide, go back to linebacker. Jake Galladay.
So, to me, Trotter's the best one there. But
you're probably right.
Rodriguez is there.
I'm taking 2. Rodriguez.
So you would take him in round 2?
I would. Yeah, I think he is going to be the Jack Campbell. I think he's going to be the Carson Schwessinger, the guy that just put up insane numbers in college when it comes to total tackles and is able to translate that at the next level. Did you see the guy that actually led the college in total tackles?
Is that Rodriguez?
No, he was 10th. He was the number 1 was a sophomore out of Colorado State with 151. He had 5 less total tackles than Luke Kuechly did in college.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so there's going to be some good ones coming out. Now, same here.
So you go Howell Rodriguez in rounds 1 and 2. What are you thinking in round 3?
I'm thinking I'm going to need to get, he's a good one.
And then the simulator makes sure that Toreen York, Max Clare, and Connor Lew were off the board before you pick.
Yeah, that's smart. Again, I love how this is set up. Is this one I'm going to go safety? I'm going to finish out my. Oh, maybe I can.
You were looking for Halsey, weren't you?
No, I was debating on letting Bray Hubbard wait just a little bit long. I just don't think he will be.
So you like Hubbard over Wheatley, Husky, and Taft?
Maybe not, but I like him at the value that he's going to eventually add. So that's why I'm debating on fading him now. And I just wanted to see if he was there. Look at wide receiver. I'm going to pick a wide receiver because there's no way they're going to go 3 straight defensive guys. Oh, Jacoby Lane. Right there at the top. Yep. Jacoby Lane would be the guy that I would take. Because then my next pick, I'm going to look at a safety. And assuming he's there from Alabama, I'm going to just not even worry about it. This would address Carolina's number one issue, according to many, which is linebacker and edge. I would add a wide receiver to go along with who will most likely be Jalen Coker and Teteroa McMillan. Yeah, I'm taking Bray Hubbard. Guy. Yeah, I would take him there and not even think twice about it. Like I said, so that addressed all the major concerns. So now everything after this point is bonus. Fixing things that maybe don't or aren't broken, but could use some repair. This is where I'm going to maybe look at interior offensive line, maybe a tackle, maybe a running back. We'll see which ones are at the top first and then go from there. I could go linebacker. There's so many options.
Carmona, yep. Barnett.
I do like Barnett, to be honest with you, a lot.
And then I'm going to look to see if Matt Galvin is dropped. J.C. Davis is available.
Yep.
Trey Zune is available.
Oh, yeah, there's going to be a bunch of these.
Yep. And Matt Galvin is available as well. So if you need a center, Matt Galvin in round 5 to me feels like a steal right now.
Yeah, you would know better than that. I haven't done the center one yet, so I'll trust you. Okay. Matt Galvin then. Yeah, because I'm going to need a center, especially long term. Cade Mays can play guard. He's been really good with, supplementing in at times, but I really feel like they need somebody more stable in that position. I've always been of the belief that you need to pair a quarterback with a center. I understand it may seem like a really stupid thing, but if you go look at teams of old, they don't just cycle centers all the time. That's a position you try and keep just steady.
Yep.
And this one again, we're kind of in happy place now.
Yeah. So Howell, Rodriguez, Lane, Hubbard, Galvin.
I like all of those, to be honest with you.
Do you like any tight ends here in round 5?
I like Stowers a lot, but I don't know if I could pass up on Royer at the top. I just don't know if
Royer in round 5.
Yeah, go Royer. Yeah, because they're gonna absolutely look at a tight end. It may not be a first, second, or third round tight end. It might be another later one, like we just did with Mitchell Evans, who came out of Notre Dame and, to be honest, has been amazing. He just hasn't really gotten the target share that, say, for example, a Colston Loveland got this past year. So he's not going to have the striking stats. But if you were a Carolina Panthers fan, Mitchell Evans had some moments where he just saved games.
Okay, so in this mock, Lomu, Tyson, Terrell, and Howell are all off the board before the Panthers are on the clock, but your guy dropped.
Then Kendrick Falk goes there, no problem. That's good. That's a super easy one. Yeah, he's going to be one of those guys, and I think that if he was to fall to anybody, especially your team would be over the moon to have Kendrick Falk.
Oh yeah, I hope Buffalo fixes wide receiver so we can keep working on the defense, because the defense isn't quite fixed yet.
I agree.
Okay, so Kendrick Falk round 1.
Let's see.
Trotter as a linebacker is there in round 2.
I would take Trotter because there's not going to be another one really dropping. Oh, hey, AJ. I don't know if
so I have safety and linebacker turned on right now. I'm noticing which positions you're targeting early.
Yeah, it's going to have to be targeting. You know what? Go up a little bit. We're going to take Red Murdoch here.
You're going to take Red Murdoch in round 2.
Hey, do you think he could be a round 2 talent?
I think round 2 is really rich for Murdoch.
Maybe round 4.
Round 3 or 4.
Go up to who's our highest rated linebacker?
Trotter.
Yeah, take Trotter then.
Yep. And James Foster had a top 50 grade. So James Foster came on to podcast linebackers with us. He and Sam Teets and EJ and Anthony Russo were all day 2 on Trotter, and many of them were top 50 on Trotter. And you
Ooh.
might know his father, and you might know his brother.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Now I do.
Yep. Yep.
This one I'm gonna go. I can't even say his name. Famo.
So you're going to go with the tackle/guard from Wake Forest?
Correct. Yeah, like I said, offensive line is going to be one of the things they have to address. If you were a betting man, I would absolutely take 0.5 or over linemen in the draft for Carolina because they haven't taken an offensive lineman since 2023. There's no way they continue that trend. If they do, then I'm sorry. That's just like malpractice, in my opinion.
Oh, and good offensive linemen don't hit free agency. So
correct,
if you're signing free agent offensive linemen, if they're interior, maybe, but good tackles specifically don't hit free agency.
Nope. And that could be again another thing. I got a tackle. I could go double and hit Blake Miller, but there's no team that's taken 2 tackles, especially when I'm paying I almost called him Taylor Moton for 2 more years that I just entered into an extension with him. So that doesn't make any sense to do that. Here I'm going to look at a corner. Again, another position I'm going to have to address at some point. Oh, this is perfect. I want Chandler Rivers. Yep. I'm a Duke guy. I think Chandler
4, that's a great pick.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Chandler Rivers, and I think he could be one of those guys that ends up in the 100 pick just because there's going to be some other positions that are going to kind of go ahead of him. And I think that he's going to suffer the same thing that a lot of people suffer because they go to Duke, is the name Duke. Everyone's still shell-shocked from Daniel Jones. So,
okay, so Falk, Trotter, Fa'amo, and Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
And you have 2 fifth-round picks. Where are you thinking?
I'm going to take a wide receiver.
And there's a good chance that Burks is still here.
Is he? If it's not Burks, then I'm going to take Nick Anderson because there's no way. Nick Anderson's definitely still here.
Oh, I just saw Burks. I just have to scroll my eyes faster. So Deion Burks.
Right, yeah. Yep, take him. And then
he's going to be a good demonstration at the end of the exercise. So I am jotting down into the chat where he was on the board. So I was looking for that number right there.
Perfect. Yeah, it's gonna. Okay. He's definitely gonna be an interesting one. And then this is the last pick. Look at running back. Maybe there's a late running back I might like.
So Raleek Brown in round 5. Like I would be all over that. I would be all over Hemby.
Yeah. This is my concern for Carolina. Carolina is most likely going to allow Rico Dowdle to enter free agency. So he's gone. So they're talking about bringing back Chuba Hubbard, who's still under contract, our 6th round running back or 4th round running back. I can't remember. And not Trevor, but Trevor Etienne, not Travis Etienne. Sorry, I always get those 2 mixed up. And then we also have Jonathan Brooks, who's coming off of a second ACL injury. So I feel like running back could be the way to go. I just don't know if they're going to be 5th round worthy. Like it might end up being where Carolina's not looking till like maybe the 6th round, 7th round. But you know what? I'm going to go Hemby here because I really feel like a running back could add value to this team. I just don't think it should be the first 3 rounds. There's a lot of fans right now that are talking about Jeremiah Love. I don't think he's going to be available for 1. And 2, I don't think a first-round running back makes sense unless you have a really awesome offensive line, which we were rated, meaning Carolina, the 5th in run block grade over the season. I don't know how because the running stats don't reflect that, but it's just too rich for my blood to take a running back that early.
So in this mock, Lomu, Tyson, Terrell, Howell, Falk, all off the board before the Panthers pick, and Sadiq is dropped.
It's Sadiq then. As much as I want to fight Sadiq because I don't think that Bryce Young can utilize him over the center of the field, he's a dynamic weapon, and that's what this team needs. T-Mac is a great weapon, but after that, if Jalen Coker isn't having a game, there's nobody else. There's nobody else that you're really worried about. So once he's schemed out of, everything, it's kind of over.
Okay. So in this mock, we're in round 2.
Mm-hmm.
And the players that have gone before your pick include Oscar Delp, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, Caleb Ramsey off the board, Rodriguez off the board, Trotter off the board.
Yep.
So Elijah Surratt hasn't been there. This is the first time we've seen him. Caleb Tiernan is dropped around 2. And then Julian Neal, Brandon Cisse sitting at the top of the round 2 board as well. What are you thinking?
I'm going to take Drew Shelton, the tackle out of Penn State. I know, again, people hate taking offensive linemen. I don't think I'm going to pound the table for it. I'm not going to pound it because this table will fall apart. But I'm going to be super mad if we walk out of this draft without an offensive lineman. To be honest, I'd prefer 2, but I don't think they have that gall to do that. I think they're just going to just do 1 and be done with it.
Okay, and in this one, Logan Jones is sitting at the top of the round 3 board.
I like that, but LT Overton's there, and I didn't take an edge, so I'm taking LT Overton. Again, another guy that is going to absolutely affect teams at a high level. I'm not expecting him because he's a later round pick to make year 1 splash. He just kind of needs to make a ripple. And I will have, again, other edges, mainly year 2 Nick Scorton. So it's really just him out there supplementing. And if the scheme stays the same, it would make sense.
Yeah, and I actually think Overton, like especially because you said the Panthers are running a 3-4 right now.
Yeah.
Using him as a 3-4 defensive end is probably a better use of his skills than being a 4-3 edge or
Correct.
a 4-3-3 technique.
Yeah, and that's where it currently sits. Like I said, that could change if they decide to, change out the DC, which at this point it feels like it's going to, but until that decision is made, nobody can give an accurate mock because again, it'll switch. I wouldn't be surprised if they hire some college guy and we go some, 3-3-5 or whatever the hell it is from college.
Yep. So this is why I like fanatic mode. So Nick has been targeting linebackers and safeties in rounds 2 and 3 for the first 5 mocks.
Yep.
There were no linebackers there. Like when you were picking, Anthony Hill's already off the board, Trotter's off the board, right? Yep. Like CJ Allen's off the board. You haven't had the chance to pick those guys.
Correct.
So you need a way to then say, okay, you haven't done linebacker or safety in this mock, and you're now on day 3.
Yep.
Red Murdoch in round 4.
Right? Like this is I'd have to let him. Yeah, I'd have to. This is where it starts to get thin. This is going to be my number 1 draft take. The off-ball linebackers are making a comeback. I don't care what anybody says. When you go out there and look at the teams that are being able to excel, especially on the defensive side of the ball, they have guys that are meeting people at the line. The number 1 person I'm going to go to is Carson Schwessinger, coming out as a rookie and just showing people how it's done. 130 plus tackles. I love what he has. Overton and Scorton would be super, super awesome for the Panthers. But yeah, the linebacker room gets thin really quickly. And guys like Aiden Fisher from Indiana are going to be under a lot of scrutiny depending on how this draft ends. And obviously the combine's going to change
Fisher or Murdoch in round 4.
Yeah.
I also want to give a shout out to Jake. So Jake is going to be coming on a podcast Friday night to do one of these exercises for the Titans. So Jake, great to see you stop by.
Sweet. Jake
podcasted with draft professors during the summer as well as all of last draft cycle. So Jake, it's great to see you here.
Cool. Yeah. I'm like I said, I've been really enjoying this. This is awesome. Check the safeties though. I think I'm going to have to hope and pray that I can get Murdoch a little bit later or somebody equivalent. I do like
Sam is there.
Yeah, DQ. The problem is once you start getting down there, especially these safeties, that's another one.
Yeah, Earl Little just announced he was going back to school today.
Okay. Yeah,
TJ Metcalf, Wyatt Williams. I mean, you're in round 5, but Keon Sabb, we're still in round 4. Keon Sabb in round 4, that feels like where he should be drafted.
Yeah, I feel like he could end up going a little bit later. Yeah, I'll take Sabb for right now just because I do need a free safety. Again, I always trust Alabama, especially when it comes to defensive players. Maybe with this most recent year, maybe I should stop doing that because I didn't do too well, but nice, Jacob. Yeah, there's going to be some
I
interesting
like
ones.
everybody
Mateo,
that podcasts with me, but what I like most about Jake is that he makes me laugh more than any podcaster I have ever podcasted with. So,
dude,
yeah,
that makes
Jake,
it easy, to be
I
honest.
love you. I love you from the way that I could just say, like, it's awesome to see you around.
There you go. There you go. We need more people like that in the space. Check
Yep.
wide receiver here.
Okay. So you're going to skip linebacker in this one completely.
Yeah, I might not have a choice. Oh, never mind. There really isn't anybody that speaks to me. And I think Nick Anderson's definitely gone. Yeah, I'm not going to go North
So
Dakota State
have you
anymore.
watched Brennan Thompson yet?
I haven't. I actually just got back with I use Caddy's cut ups for
Yep.
my college tape, and yeah, I was going through linebackers today, and there was a bunch that I still need to go through. I haven't gone through the wide receivers yet.
Okay, so Brennan Thompson in round 5 is probably going to be a steal.
Okay, take him then.
So Brennan Thompson, and I don't have all the measurements in front of me, but 5'9", 180 pounds soaking wet, but he has significant explosiveness. And when you watch Mississippi State, you realize he was their only offensive weapon.
Okay.
Right. So he's going to be a fun watch. That's definitely a wide receiver that pretty much has, from a couple of the draft professors, has the highest day 3 grade a player can get. He's 5'9",
Really?
180, so he's probably not going to go too much higher.
Yeah, he's going to be one of those like fringe guys. Okay.
Yep.
And this one I have to go linebacker. I don't think there's really another place I can look.
I think Fisher and Murdoch are both.
I'll take Murdoch. Let's give some Buffalo some love. Yeah, I think there's going to be some interesting one. I see Katron Allen goes. There's going to be a lot of later guys. Nick Anderson goes, of guys that can really make an impact this year, especially when it comes to wide receivers. I feel like there's going to be 1 or 2 guys from those smaller schools that really just explodes. The person that I say is Jalen Coker from my Carolina Panthers. What a fantastic choice.
Okay, so in this one, so Lomu, Tyson, Terrell, Howell, Falk, Sadiq are all off the board before the Panthers pick. What do you think the Panthers do?
Peter Woods. I think this would be the pivot to 4-3. Him right next to Derek Brown. Then we also have Bobby Brown to swap in and out. And then my edges would still be Nick Scorton and Princely Uman Mielen, unless I can find another edge, which is probably what I would look at after this.
Okay, so linebackers, none of the linebackers are falling. So C.J. Allen has been drafted. Anthony Hill has been drafted. And then Rodriguez and Trotter are off the board, as is Ramsey and McNeil Warren.
Yep.
So
Halsey's a good one. Check edge.
So Akis is there. Llewellyn is there. R. Mason Thomas is available. Malachi Lawrence is available.
I think Malachi will end up going a little bit later, though. You think?
I don't know. I think some of us at Draft Professor, this is where Malachi Lawrence is graded for some of us.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, check one more thing. Check cornerback.
And then Mesidor is available. So depending upon how you feel about drafting a 24-year-old edge rusher, Mesidor is available.
Probably not. Hit up a cornerback real quick.
Yeah, so this board looks really good because Julian Neal is still there, and it's pick 50.
Yeah, take Julian Neal. Yeah, cornerback is going to have to be one of those things they address, whether or not it's early or late. It's going to kind of depend. I feel like this does add extra pressure because, to be honest, I think Peter Woods plus all of their other pieces would be able to generate more pressure in general. Then, obviously, you have the extra help coming over the top. That would help out quite a bit.
So offensive tackle, Jude Bowery is still available in the 3rd round. And I'm not seeing too many more 3rd-round tackles. So the 2 tackles that I like right now, for me, would be P.J. Williams or Jude Bowery.
I agree.
And then interior offensive line, Logan Jones is available. Josh Thompson, Cage Casey, Wendell Moe, Jake Slaughter is available.
Give me Jake Slaughter. I haven't taken Jake Slaughter yet. I really like Slaughter. He's going to be a top 50 pick in my opinion.
Okay. So this is Woods, Neal, Slaughter, rounds 1, 2, and 3. What are you thinking in round 4 right now?
I'm thinking I'm either going to look at an edge, or I think I'm going to have to look at an edge because, again, I just don't feel like they walk out of this draft without one.
This is round 4. Derek Moore is still there. Jayshawn Barham is still there. And Romello Height. So this is looking like a pretty good board for edges right now.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I'm going to go Romello Height, actually. Again, I don't know if I necessarily trust the school, but to be honest, with a 4th-round edge rusher being able to supplement, I'm not really asking you to do a whole lot because I've already added 1st-round Peter Woods to that equation, which is going to absolutely change it. So I feel like he's going to be able to come in there and really help out. And again, I'm not going to be asking him to do it all himself. Here, this late, I have to look at a wide receiver.
Linebacker and safety you haven't addressed yet.
Yeah, this one we're going to go wide receiver, though. Oh, wait, Aiden Fisher's available? Take Aiden Fisher.
So Aiden Fisher in round 5, and then you want a wide receiver with the other pick?
If he's see if you can find Nick Anderson. He should be 2 or 3 from LSU.
Yeah.
Unless they took him. Okay, I guess somebody took him. Never mind. Look at quarterback then.
I'm going to just confirm that we don't see Nick Anderson.
I picked him previously, so they might have just.
Oh, yeah. So if you've already picked him, he won't be there.
Okay.
You can only pick a player once.
Go quarterback. We're really late. And if I believe in any.
and Klubnik are both there.
I would take Nussmeier. I don't like Klubnik. I don't know about you. I just don't. I'm not a big Clemson guy in general. And I know obviously he left and went to where did Carson Beck go?
Miami.
Was it Miami? It was Miami.
Yep.
Okay. I was about to say, I was like, oh, did I get the team wrong?
Okay, so this is the 8th and final mock of Fanatic Mode.
Oh, this one's perfect. I'm going to pick Mansour. This is a gimme.
Oh, so that pick was easy for you. Okay.
Absolutely.
So Lomu, Tyson, Terrell, Howell, Falk, Sadiq, and Woods are off the board, which implied that Delane fell to the Panthers at pick 19. So when you use Fanatic Mode, you will get some mocks that you haven't seen before, because if 7 of your guys are off the board, that 8th guy that falls to you might be pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, Mansour's would be a crazy pick to fall all the way down there.
Right. So Brian Parker Jr. has not been available to the Panthers in round 2.
No,
he has dropped. And I'll verify linebacker. So none of the linebackers dropped.
Nope.
Halsey is still the best safety.
I'll take Halsey, actually. I'm going to let Brian Parker go.
Okay.
And then the next one, I'm going to have to look at just BPA, to be honest. I like Isaiah World. I keep seeing him pass up. I think he's going to be really awesome at the next level. Him and Caden Proctor. Oh, let's see what we got. Hopefully something good. Ooh, PJ Williams. I like that.
Logan Jones is here in round 3.
Mm-hmm. Give me Jake Golday. Give me that linebacker. Again, a position that Carolina is definitely taking. I just don't know that. If you were telling me a betting man right now, I would say Carolina takes a linebacker 1st round. I just don't see Mansour falling. There's no way.
Well, and again, it's a Fanatic Mode thing. So
no, you're right.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think Delane falls outside the top 15.
No way.
Okay.
Since I already took a cornerback.
Delane, Halsey, Golday.
Mm-hmm. Here I'm going to have to look at an edge.
So Sutton's there, Moore's there, Barham's there.
I think those are the best
3.
I haven't looked at the Michigan ones yet. If that's the case, let's see what offensive weapons. I haven't looked at running backs a whole lot. Let me see what we got left for running backs.
Katron Allen.
I was about to say
available.
Katron. Take Katron.
Okay.
I understand that some people may not like that pick, but this late, again, I'm not going to be asking him to start. It does add an extra weapon. I know he can definitely catch the ball out of the backfield, so I think that could be a benefit as well. And at this point, everything's a bonus. I've solved the major positions: cornerback, safety, linebacker.
Okay, and then so we've done corner, safety, linebacker, running back. We have 2 5th-round picks.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't taken any offensive linemen yet.
No, let's see who's available.
So I definitely like Emil Wagner in round 5.
I was about to say he looks like the best guy right there.
Alex Harkey in round 5. Right. I mean,
yeah.
5th round offensive tackle. They're all projects.
Correct. Yeah, I'd probably take Wagner at that point. Emil Wagner, yeah. Because even if he's not a great tackle, he could be a really good guard.
Yep. And then we have your last pick of the last mock that you're doing in Fanatic mode.
If that's the case, let's just look at BPA according to this list. Just scroll straight down. Klubnik, injuries. I do like Hodge, just not that high.
Gillenberg in round 5 sounds like a good project tight end.
Hey, do that then. Tight end.
Okay.
I like that. That, to be honest, that covers the majority of the bases. Yeah, could I have gotten maybe an earlier tight end, but I don't. This team doesn't really favor tight ends. I'm not, needing a guy like that out there, so I feel like it's good enough, especially given everything.
Okay, so the simulator goes through and you have the graphic, and there's probably going to be about 3 of them.
Okay.
Because we did 8 mocks times 6 players per mock. So there's 48 players listed here. So first, you can take a deep breath, Nick. How do you feel?
I feel good, dude. I feel like it's kind of just going to be for Carolina how the board falls. I for the longest time, everybody mocked Sonny Styles as a 2nd round linebacker. He's definitely going to be a top 15 pick, top 20 pick, worst case. So the situation where I was like, oh my God, I was really hoping to get a linebacker. I don't feel like that's going to be an option, especially in the 1st round. That's where I feel like they need to fade it. Unless somebody like that falls. 113 now.
Yep. So he was 409. He moved up to 113.
Yep.
Matt Gulbin, when we took him, was low. Gulbin is now 110.
Yep.
So Nick Anderson, he was 437. He's now 116.
It's actually funny.
Howell.
We were talking about how good Buffalo is, right? Did you know that the number 3 most tackles in college football last year was a kid from Buffalo?
Was that Murdoch?
Yep.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep. So Cassius Howell, we've picked him twice. The first time we picked Howell, he was 118.
Yep.
He moved up to 50-something. We picked him again. He moved up to 37. Okay. So the more you pick them, the more they move up. So here's the significance of that. I'm going to come in, and Jake, if you're still there, I'm going to do a 7-round Titans draft.
Oh, perfect.
And what we want to do is pay attention to who Carolina picked.
Yeah.
Right? So what we should see, Nick, are the players that you picked going to the Panthers. It may not be in the exact round you picked them.
Yeah.
But they will start to trend towards the Panthers unless other people draft those players earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would they do here?
I think the Titans have a really great opportunity. I think the Titans next year could be a fringe playoff team. Because I'm going to be honest, I was a big Cam Ward hater. He really proved me wrong. He played, to be honest, really well.
Okay, So I've done the first 3 rounds here for the Titans. Okay, so in round 1.
Oh, I see we took Delp.
Yep. In round 1, the Panthers took Tyson.
Smart.
Round 2, it took Delp.
That means they're committing to Bryce Young long term.
And then in round 3, it took Famo. So again, that was a player that you picked as well.
I like that.
And then what have I not? Okay, I haven't done corner yet.
Took Torian York.
York.
Yep, that's a good one. I like that one. Do you think they go? I think they go running back. The Titans.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see what the running back board looks like. So I don't want to take Katron Allen because that was a player that you picked, and I want to see if the simulator takes him for you. So no, Katron Allen went the next pick.
That's okay.
Okay, and then have
you guys taken a wide receiver yet?
Yeah, I took CJ Daniels in round 3.
I think there's going to be some good ones.
Yeah, so if you see the simulator doing this, if more than one person's using the simulator, you see, and it just crashed on me. So that happens if multiple people are like hitting that team at the same exact time. But hopefully you saw
absolutely
the players you picked for the Panthers were going to the Panthers in the mocks that somebody's doing for another team.
Good.
So my message to anybody using it, if you skip players because you say we're going to go somewhere else, even though I like Katron Allen at this spot, but if you don't pick him, he's going to keep dropping.
Yeah.
It's just the way the algorithm works.
Of course.
So you wonder, like, when we came in, like, how does Cassius Howell get that far down? Nobody picked it.
Yeah.
So it's important if you say, well, there's no way he would drop this far. You can't think like that with this simulator. If you would pick the player at that round, you need to pick it.
Yeah.
Because if not, he's going to keep dropping.
And not just that, but you'll get a bad quote unquote grade. But to be honest, it's just needs to adjust over time. So if you were to redo that same draft and pick those same players down the road, they might all be A pluses.
That is correct. So the grading gets better the more that you draft. So the more that you pick the same player, the higher the grade. That's exactly true.
Okay. Perfect.
So Nick, do you want to let all of the Draft Professor audience know who you are and like how they can follow you on social media?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. First of all, my name is Nick. I'm a diehard Carolina Panthers fan. Follow all Carolina sports. Big time Hornets fan as well. You can find me on @RollCoveragePod on YouTube or on X. I'm actually just getting into TikTok and Instagram today. So I just kind of moved into my house. So it's just been a crazy thing. So I'm finally back. And of course, the week that I come back, Carolina's in the playoffs. So, and as a Bryce Young skeptic, that's crazy for me. It's crazy for me to even think about. But you know what? We're here, and I'm excited. And to be honest, I really appreciate you inviting me. This has been awesome, dude. You've got an amazing draft system in place. I love it.
Yeah, and the basic premise is we want people mock drafting against people. So, what was it last night? I'm already forgetting what team. I think yesterday was the Commanders.
Yep.
And there was another one, but I don't even remember the team. So yesterday we did like a Commanders one. We've done a Bills one. We've done a Chiefs one. We're doing a Titans one on Friday. Eventually, and we've also done a Bengals one many weeks ago. So eventually people will be mock drafting against the boards of other people. And the more mocks that you do, the better this is going to get, because what you're going to start to see is, everybody likes Rodriguez now in round 2. So like when we at Draft Professor evaluated him, we said that's a day 3 player. He does not have the athletic ability to merit a top 100 pick. but Nick has him graded round 2. Dale from Bengals and Brews has him graded round 2 as well. So you'll see volatility that some people won't take Rodriguez until round 4. Some people won't take him until round 2. And it just depends on which scenario you get when you use the simulator, if he's going to be there then.
Correct. And plus, as guys adjust to whether or not they're going to continue in college, whether or not they're declaring or anything like that, that obviously adjusts stuff too. Because we did find one guy that did that. But yeah, there's just so many interesting ways that the board could fall. And every year, nobody ever gets it right. There's nobody ever putting out, oh, I got 100% of it right, because of course trades and all that other crazy stuff happens. But this is just a better way to do it, if I'm going to be honest with you, is just go through and kind of go through your normal motions. How would you draft and do all this other stuff? And obviously where I was kind of mixing it up between 4-3 and 3-4, I kind of like the idea of both, because in my obviously crazy mind, if we're going to 4-3, oh, we need another defensive interior. But if we if we go 4-3, yeah, we need that defensive interior. Whereas as we go 3-4 and stay in that area, I need a coverage linebacker. So yeah, it's just an interesting one. And man, this has been, like I said, stellar.
Well, and you did a great job, Nick, talking through all that. Because I told you backstage before we got on the podcast, you'll do 75% of the talking.
Yeah.
You talked through that entire thing.
So, oh yeah. And I could keep doing it, because that's the problem with it. I'm one of those guys that just, especially when my wife is at work and everything like that, I'm just listening to football content. That's all I'm doing, trying to figure out what other people are thinking and all that, because it changes week to week. And now that we're only in the playoffs, it's going to change probably 7 or 8 more times as we get to the combine and interviews and all that other stuff. So this is stellar, dude. You've built something amazing here.
Well, thank you. And we can have your wife come on and do a Ravens one.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Dueling mocks between the Ravens and the Panthers.
There we go. Yeah. Hey, the Ravens are going to be in an interesting scenario. I could see a scenario, like I said, where they trade Lamar. But if that's the case, man, you better have gotten a haul for him.
Well, and we have a whole offseason to talk about it. So I want to give a quick shout out. So Draft Professor podcast at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern every night. Okay. So this was the 7 p.m. show. We have a 9 p.m. show. Randall Slifer and I, it's a Bills-specific podcast. So we'll be going through the Buffalo Bills linebacker room and then the linebackers we like for Buffalo in the draft. And we will definitely be doing some Bills mocks, because I don't think Randall's done one of these fanatic mode things yet. Ooh. So I got to put him through the gauntlet.
Yeah, do it. And to be honest, if this Khalil Murdoch kid comes out of college this year, I'm not sure if he's declaring or already or didn't or whatever it is, man, you guys need to make him a Buffalo Bill. Like, just keep him in the same city.
So he is, Red Murdoch is definitely in the draft. He's actually going to be at the East-West Shrine.
I was talking about Khalil Murdoch.
Oh, and I bet Khalil Murdoch I bet Red is a nickname for Khalil.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Okay. So it's okay. Yep. So it's the same name. Okay, cool. Yep. I just wanted to make sure.
Yep. But yeah, he's going to be at the East-West Shrine game. And I think he's going to go somewhere between rounds 3 and 5.
He needs to be a Buffalo Bill, dude. He literally already has Buffalo on his name or in his stuff. It just needs to be done.
So, I don't know if he is the exact right scheme fit for what Buffalo needs on defense. Because like that's the tough part with linebackers. It's not just linebacker; they're not all the same. So Buffalo's going to need a middle linebacker.
That's where I feel like he could work out. I mean, his last 2 years, 156 combined tackles and then 142. That is crazy.
Yep. Yeah, check out the Minnesota game. So Buffalo played Minnesota. That was probably the toughest opponent Buffalo played. So
I'm going to have to go watch it, dude. I'm going to have to look at his tape, because if he ends up falling to Carolina, I'm happy. 3rd round, linebacker? He might be, linebacker 1 on Carolina.
Cool. So we are going to sign off right now. So for Nick, myself, and the 110 people at the Draft Professor, thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. We will see you on a podcast again in about 50 minutes.
See you guys.
See ya.